Hi, thanks for joining me. So today I just want to share with you guys some of the stuff that I picked up this year, which was not very much because I've been really broke and I've been focused on other stuff this year. My goal was to do more and buy less, so I've definitely been sticking to that. And but I wanted to share some of the stuff I got for the holidays too, because as always, my friends and family are super generous, and just going to show off a couple geeky things that I got. If anyone happens to be watching this, like if I left something off, it's not because I don't like you, it's just my YouTube audience kind of follows gaming and anime, and that's pretty much it. We are going to start off with something a little different though. This is the Warhammer 40,000 Codex for Chaos Demons, and this is super cool. My buddy and I have been playing Shadow War Armageddon and Deathwatch Overkill mostly, but I have taken an interest in just getting a little bit of Age of Sigmar stuff, some models, they call them. And what this will let me do, because my buddy seems to still be pretty reluctant to dip his toe into Age of Sigmar at all, is let me play some of my Chaos stuff with Warhammer 40,000. So that's pretty awesome. There's going to be rules in here. There's going to be sort of stats and for your units and things like that. But one of the things I really like about tabletop wargaming is what they would call the hobby, sort of the aspect of like painting and building your miniatures and just the artistry. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is just a whole diorama of models. To that end, my buddy also got me this here for the holidays. This is a Citadel branded water pot. It's just a water pot for your painting desk. What's cool about it though is like these grooves in particular, they're actually for forming the tip of your brush. So when you're painting, just kind of getting from paint to miniature is a little bit of a process. You're trying to make sure that your brush tip has the right shape, you're getting the right consistency of paint on it. You're going to wipe some paint off maybe on a paper towel, something like that. So I guess the theory behind this is this might speed things up a little bit. If you do some of your wiping on the ridges on the side of here, you can form your brush tip right here at your water pot, and it just might speed your painting up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. That may be a resolution to a certain extent in 2019. Just make sure I set aside a little time to do a little bit of miniature painting. Another thing I got to that end here, this is something I picked up for myself. It's a really small, and when I say really small, I mean tiny, but they're 2 millimeters by 1 millimeter magnets. These are like what they call rare earth magnets for magnetizing your miniatures. You can basically like magnetize like their arms and weapons and things like that, so that they can be a little bit modular. So I'm looking forward to trying that out as well. Moving on to some anime here. My dad and I did a little vacation this summer, which was super cool. But we were going through some places, and you're out. It's fun to stop into places that have used games and used movies and all that kind of stuff. So I picked this up here, Assemble Insert. This is an anime OVA. I know that I've seen this before and I've enjoyed it. I don't know if I've talked about it in like a anime I watched video. It's possible. Like a police force that ends up hiring this idol singer as sort of like to improve the image of their police force, I believe, is really the goal of it. And it's just a comical series. This is sort of like one of those good old classics. And what I like about this in particular is it's a Right Stuff release. So it's cool to see, it's cool to see Right Stuff basically licensing and releasing their own series here in North America. But also, this is a super early DVD release. This is from 2001. And I don't remember exactly, but that was early for DVD. I think I picked up my first DVD player probably around in 2001. And, once it dropped, like I got something at Walmart that was, once it got cheap enough. So it's cool having a release from way back when. I haven't actually gotten around to rewatching that yet, so I gotta pop that in. Something I did rewatch recently, though, is Sailor Moon R, the movie. This I picked up with a little bit of money that I was gifted for the holidays. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm trying to be super frugal because I can't be blowing money on frivolous stuff, and this is pretty frivolous. But you guys know that I'm collecting Sailor Moon right now on Blu-ray. Viz has just picked 2018 and 2019. Actually, I think this goes back way to probably 2016 or so. But for the past several years, they've been releasing this series. So the Sailor Moon R movie is actually it's good. I really kind of like this. My first experience watching this was way back in the '90s on Fansub VHS with an anime club. It was actually not the club at my school. It was one at a different nearby college. It's a fun memory of me going and hanging out. I used to attend their meetings once in a while, and I'd watch stuff with them. That was the first time I saw this, and I rewatched it the other night. It's still super fun. Next up, this was a pickup during the year. So again, I mean, and that used DVD that I got there was literally like $3. I mean, it was normally $6. They were half off at that particular time, so a $3 DVD. This was $30 I picked up at Walmart. Again, I'm just trying to make stretch stuff as much as I can. But this is awesome. Sailor Moon Super S. This is the first set. It comes with this nice box, and then you get the second set, and you can just put it in there once you pick that up. And I haven't actually gotten up to watching Super S again yet. I am still working on S, I believe. And it's Sailor Moon. You burn out on it. I'll watch a whole bunch, and then I'll just stop, and a year later I'll pick it up and start watching it again. Might be one of the reasons why they're spacing the releases out like they are. But of course, it was just recently released, so I also splurged and picked up Sailor Moon Super S set 2. So now I have both sets for this, and there's only one more box, one more season. This is the 4th season, so the last season is the 5th season, Sailor Moon Stars. And just as a bit of trivia, that was actually never released in North America until now. I mean, it hasn't been released yet, but it'll be the first time that it's ever been released in North America. So I've never seen it. I've heard it's not all that good. People that I watched it on fan subs and stuff back in the day. But just the fact that it's the first time it's getting released here, come hell or high water, I'm gonna pick that up, and I'll be done with the Sailor Moon stuff. Aside from the movies, I think there's an S movie, and there might be a Super S, and it might even be a Sailor Stars movie. We'll see. I'll probably pick those up too. But in keeping with the theme of 90s shoujo anime, I also picked up with some holiday money here the second set of Marmalade Boy. This is a long-running series. This is 76 episodes total, so super cool that they have released all of this here now. So I just popped this in and started watching it again. I had watched about half of this first set, and again, these are easy to burn out on. There's a lot of drama. It's like Miki's this drama queen, kind of in a lot of ways, the main character. But it's a super fun, like, romance anime. Next up, a couple of video game things. Man, it's been a light year for gaming for me. But my buddy did get me a couple games for my birthday. I talked about in just my last video, I think, Warriors All-Stars, maybe it was the video before that, Warriors All-Stars and Tokyo Tattoo Girls. This is more of a quality of life thing I picked up for myself, though. That is a PlayStation 4 remote control. Did you even know they made a remote control for PlayStation 4? But I started thinking about it, and I'm sitting here, I've got 2 controllers, and the batteries don't last, and they die, and then I plug the other one in, and that charges up, and then that dies, and then I switch them, and it's I'm sitting here watching anime, Blu-rays, YouTube, not gaming all that much, and I'm like, why do I have to deal with these controllers? They keep dying on me. I've only been using it this afternoon because I just got this stuff in, but man, I wish I did that sooner. And next up we have a gift from my mom. So thankful for that. My folks, of course they asked me, hey, is there anything you want, for the holidays? And, so I said this. You guys can, you won't be surprised when you see it, 428. If there was any game, that I wanted, this year in 2018, or, it's 2019 now, but last year, I should say, it was this game. I already did a little video about it. I'm not going to talk about it. It's a visual novel by Chunsoft, very, very well reviewed. Definitely going to be playing this over the next few weeks, and yeah, I can't wait. And the final thing that I got, with the holidays here, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of money, but of course I wanted to get, a little thing here and there for my family mostly, and I ended up putting together a little emulation machine for my brother. Raspberry Pi Zero, which is like the smallest, cheapest one, with RetroPie, which is it's a build of Linux that's made specifically for retro gaming. It seems like it's got a whole bunch of emulators built in and stuff like that, and it's pretty easy to just set up and get going. I already had to go through this process for my brother, so he has his Raspberry Pi running RetroPie, and I just decided, you know what, I want to get one for myself. It's like literally about $32, I think. You need a micro SD card, you need the board, and I got a little pack like on Amazon that comes with a case for it and some adapters so that you can adapt like the little micro-sized HDMI to a normal HDMI and a USB to a normal US-sized USB and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, you have that, and man, you're good to go. You throw some ROMs on there. So, you know, I love channels on YouTube like My Life in Gaming that does those RGB class videos and stuff like that. They're super interesting, but my solutions are always way simpler than theirs. You know, when it comes to it, I like doing all of my retro gaming on CRTs, you know, and if I'm not doing my retro gaming on CRTs, man, when I was setting up this RetroPie, but you're playing right on your HD TV through HDMI, and these games look amazing, you know. I probably couldn't be more excited to be able to just sit down and play some, you know, even like my Genesis collection, my Master System collection, you know, those games are sitting in boxes right now, and I can throw the ROMs of the games that I own right on that machine and play them in HD on my HD TV. Doesn't get better than that. I'm super excited. So, you know, it might give me a chance to play some of those fan translations too. I was just talking about in my previous video, so I'm excited about that. I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought you might be excited for me. You know, if you guys got anything super cool for the holidays, or you made your own Christmas loot video, you know, let me know. And otherwise, you know, thanks so much for watching. I hope that you'll join me again for more video game and anime related videos. Take care.